Hey, before I dive in, just know that this Google form we're looking at, the template is going to be linked into the YouTube description. So this is a get to know you survey to capture student interests, and highly recommend that you use one of these at the beginning of a term as a regular practice when you have a new group of students. And there's no bad time to use it either. So if we're suddenly transitioning to distance learning, now would be as good a time as any to assign this and have students complete it. And why? It's incredibly valuable. Relationships with students are so important. They facilitate every aspect of learning. Every part of our job becomes easier when we have a good relationship with students. And instead of waiting to accumulate that information over the course of a term, which is going to be so much harder in a distance learning format, why not collect it all up front and then start to leverage it right away? Such an asset to have this information. So this particular survey is one you can copy and then customize. So depending on your grade level, or if you're teaching a single subject area, you're going to want to take out some questions in all likelihood. But let's run through the basics of what's here. About me. So the student tells you how their friends and family would describe them, what they like to do outside of school, what kind of movies, TV shows, what kind of media they like, sports they like. So that's stuff that is valuable to you just in the little informal interactions with kids, before or after class or during independent work time in school. That's the kind of stuff you'd converse with them about. And of course, you learn that stuff about the students who really jump out to you and demand your attention. But there are quote unquote wallflower kids that you might never learn this stuff, or it might take you a really long time. So once you know this about them, you can start to make those connections with the students. The other thing you can do with it is make those spontaneous connections to their interests and connect it to the curriculum content. So if I'm lecturing about a particular topic, say social studies, and I just happen to think of a connection to this video game or this movie that I know kid A likes in my class, I can just bring that up spontaneously, and kids eat that stuff up. They love being seen and valued that way. So that's about them. Then me at school. And the thing I really want to highlight here is this question. Multiple modes of assessment are important. And I've worked with some teachers who offered up to 16 different versions of how students could show mastery on the same assignment. And that is asking a lot, not sustainable necessarily. So the most you maybe realistically can do is 2 or 3, say. I would like to know what kind of multiple modes, what kind of modes of assessment, ways that kids can show mastery they want, so that I can focus on those. If I'm going to invest any time into giving them 1 or 2 options for how they show their mastery, I want to focus my efforts on the things I know that they're going to enjoy. And that works to promote engagement. So incredibly valuable to have that information from them. And lastly, me and my teachers. So you're asking them, like, what do you like your teachers to do? How do you like to get feedback from teachers? What's a experience of the teacher that wasn't the best for you, and why? So that you can know to try and avoid those things. Again, these are lessons that you don't have to learn the hard way from students if you gather this information up front and start to use it right away. Thanks for your time. Have a good one.